something caught my throat there. Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited, as we are here on the 22nd of June, 2021, to talk about everything that went down tonight on NXT. I do want to apologize for being a little later than normal. I was eating dinner, and I chipped one of my teeth back here, and it's hurting like a bitch, and I was almost like, do I do it? Do I fight through the pain? I'm going to fight through the pain because, well, unfortunately, this is the last live stream for the week because I will not be able to do a live stream for SmackDown and AEW Dynamite this week, neither Friday nor Saturday, because I will be out of town. My second job, making me get some training done, but it's all good because if I get this training done, then I get paid more, and I'll be a certified NRA weapons instructor, so all good. It's all good. Go take a class. Make some more money. Bada bing, bada boom, there you go. But with that, we're here to talk about NXT that aired tonight on the USA Network, and I thought it was an all right show. I didn't think the show was great by any means. I didn't think the show was bad. But there were some things on the show where I was kind of like, yeah, that was all right. The show begins with an opening monologue from Adam Cole. Actually, I forgot the rigmarole. You guys are watching on Twitch. You guys are watching on YouTube. Please help us out. If you're watching on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways, either by hitting that donate button down below or donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember on Twitch, you can subscribe to the channel either with a tiered subscription or with Amazon Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, well, that gives you free stuff. It gives you DLC for certain games like Apex Legends and Fall Guys. It gives you in-game perks for different things, like free tokens and whatnot, or bucks. And it also gives you a free Prime Gaming subscription. With that Prime Gaming subscription, you get to subscribe to one channel on Twitch, absolutely free, no extra cost to you. So, hey, why not use it on us right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited? On the flip side, whichever way is the flip side, I don't know. If you're watching over on YouTube, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can help us out either by donating a super chat or a super sticker in the live chat. All super chats do get read live on the air. Or you can subscribe to the channel as a channel member. As a channel member, you get early access to exclusive news, early access to podcasts, early access to non-news videos, and so much more. But, well, most direct way to support us is to go to patreon.com/PW Unlimited. James Taylor says, congrats on the new job and wishing you the best. You are a good and real person, and you have helped a lot of us. Well, I'm glad to hear that, James. It's not really a new job. I've been doing this job since February, where twice a month I kind of teach. It's like co-teach. There's two of us as instructors as far as helping people learn about firearm safety en route to getting their concealed weapons license. And right now, I'm only an assistant instructor because I'm not NRA certified. But this weekend, I'm going to go take the class and all that to get NRA certified. Then I will be an actual instructor that can do classes by myself if need be. So that's what I need to do this weekend, because at least I need to have it done at least before October, because my buddy who is our main instructor will be out of town one of the weekends we have classes. So I have to take the helm. And I can't do it if I'm not fully certified. But with that, we're here to talk about NXT. The show began, like I said, with a monologue from Adam Cole. He talked about soon facing Kyle O'Reilly at the Great American Bash. Cole mentioned an assault and attack by Samoa Joe last week. Cole warned Joe that Cole is the new king of NXT. When he defeats Kyle O'Reilly, Cole says that he will call himself the greatest ever in NXT. Cole is then interrupted by Carmelo Hayes. Like Cole, Hayes has a microphone. Hayes said that Cole might not know who he is, but Hayes knows who Cole is in NXT. Hayes said that he can change Cole's mind. Cole asked how. And this is something I didn't really care for. He then goes, with ruthless aggression. Right in Adam Cole's face, just like John Cena did back in 2001 or 2002. I always get that mixed up. Kurt Angle. And I go, oh no. Oh no. And then Hayes goes, same energy, or he yells like, same energy, and he slaps Adam Cole, just like John Cena did to Kurt Angle. And I go, oh, that was so cringy because, oh no, please don't do that again. Never again. We don't need to try to recapture what happened there with John Cena. Because if you remember, just because John Cena did that and got some praise for it, he almost still got fired not long after that. So it wasn't like he did that and everybody was beloved John Cena. No, not at all. So trying to say that if you do a segment like this with somebody, it's going to make them beloved just like John Cena? Oh, hell no. It's what we remember as the first time we saw Cena, because most of us didn't watch OVW back things. We didn't get it on our televisions in most parts of the country. But it's like, I get where they were trying to get at, but it didn't work for me. The match itself was good. The two worked a pretty good match, but they had a couple other callback spots to other things as well. Hayes showed a lot of fire early on, and Cole soon cut him off. Hayes fought back and got a 2 on Cole. The fight spilled outside of the ring, where Cole repeatedly sent Hayes crashing into the barricade. The match went through a picture-in-picture commercial break. Cole worked over Hayes during the break. Cole executed a Ushigoroshi. And again, he did it during the break. We knew it because it was the picture-in-picture, but it was like, that's a movie you should wait till you're back for. We got a replay after the commercial, though, so that was nice. Cole taunted Hayes for a while, which led to Hayes firing up, though. Hayes and Cole traded strikes before Hayes dropped Cole with a kick. Cole answered back with a kick of his own. Hayes, then seemingly on rubbery legs, somehow countered Cole and delivered a weird but cool-looking cutter. He, had him up in a suplex position, and he lifted him up slightly for the suplex to where Adam Cole was up and kind of, extended. And then he jumped, twisted, hit the cutter. I thought that was a cool variation. But then we got a couple callbacks here. At one point, Hayes super kicked Cole, and Cole went for the Panama Sunrise. Hayes then they basically did Shelton Benjamin, Shawn Michaels. Hayes springboarded off the ropes, and as he turned to Cole, he ate a super kick, just like Shawn Michaels and fucking Shelton Benjamin. They redid that spot. After that, Cole then hit the Panama Sunrise and pinned Hayes in the middle of the ring. But then, I know I'm nitpicking and criticizing, so I don't know if maybe Hayes watched the Stone Cold sessions with Mick Foley where they're talking about the Hell in a Cell match, and Mick does the thing at the very end where he pops the leg up like he's trying to kick out, but no, he can't kick out, and Austin praised him for that. Well, it seems like Hayes may have watched that, heard Austin say that was a cool spot and tried to do it here, but he didn't do it well. Because Adam Cole had a nonchalant, not even trying kind of pin. And he throws his legs up and starts kicking his legs. And the ref just counts 1, 2, 3. And I'm like, he could move his legs all that much, but he couldn't kick out? Cole just barely had him just barely pushing down on him to hold, just enough to say, hey, I'm pinning the guy. I didn't like that at the end. I'm not out. I'm still trying to kick out. But it's like Adam Cole didn't have any sort of a strong, what's the word I'm looking for, pin on him. So it just looked stupid to where it's like, is this guy just flailing his legs to flail his legs? If you can move your legs that much, you could have kicked out. Because Adam Cole was not trying. Not trying at all. So, yeah. Then we get some, I don't know what segments. Frankie Monet was backstage with Jessica May and Aaliyah, and I think she's trying to steal them away from Robert Stone and make them her girls or something. Because that's what it seems like. So she's praising them or whatnot, talking about how, they're a better tag team than Neo and Zoe Stark. And she had the dog, of course. Robert Stone shows up. He's like, I've been looking for you guys everywhere. And Frankie's like, oh, we're just talking. I'm talking about their match later and my match later, and we're all going to do well tonight. And Monet went to leave. She high-fived Kamea. She high-fived Aaliyah. When she went to high-five Robert Stone, Dog Presley snapped at him. Stone shrieked, and he goes, "That's a bad dog." Zoe Starks did an interview with Mackenzie Mitchell. Talked about teaming up with Io and why she helped Io against Candice LeRae. And she was like, well, Io gave me my break here in NXT. My first match was against Io. And I go, that's not really Io giving you your big break. That's just Io needing an opponent, and you were the one that they sacrificed. Then Io comes up. She goes, I don't like you, but I respect you. We'll team together. Something along those lines. And I'm like, oh, no. One of these kind of things? God damn. And they get a vignette for the $1 Million Champion, LA Knight. Cut a great promo on Cameron Grimes talking about how he's better. He thought Cameron Grimes, well, was all about the money and the wealth and the fame. But nope. All he cared about was the old man. He said he don't care about the old man, and that's where Grimes has gone wrong. They got The Way coming out, Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory. This wasn't bad. Gargano said it was exciting times, and new management is in town. He said, we need a new NXT champion. Gargano said that it should be him. He claimed that it was paradise in NXT when he was champion for a little over 50 days. Gargano ranted about being better than Karrion Kross. Then out came Pete Dunne to confront Gargano. He also came out with Oni Lorcan. Dunne was, they both came out. They stood at ringside as The Way talked him down. Dunne said that he was clearly the number one contender ahead of Gargano. Dunne also insulted Theory, telling him, shut up. Theory was ready to snap, but Gargano held him back. Gargano said that there's a new way to do things around here. The Way no longer participates in shenanigans or hijinks, and they are, quote, law-abiding citizens. Gargano said to Dunne, quote, there are rules for a reason, Peter. Gargano gently put down the microphone, and The Way left peacefully, or so Gargano thought. He was leaving when Theory turned back around. Theory pointed at Dunne, telling him that Theory was watching him. Dunne then grabbed his hand and snapped the fingers. So, yeah, there you go. Cameron Grimes would arrive at the building. This was from earlier in the day. He was handing out money, and someone made a smart aleck comment about Ted DiBiase. Grimes smacked him, cackled, and tossed him $10. William Regal was seen arguing with Adam Cole about Samoa Joe. This all seemed to build towards Joe versus Cole that they say we can't have. William Regal said, Joe can't compete. But why are they so badly building up a match between Joe and Cole? Like, they're doing everything right if they're going in that direction. So I don't understand this at all. Because Adam Cole's like, he attacked me. He choked me out, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, and Regal was like, well, yeah, he felt provoked. You shoved him. And Adam Cole's like, if he thinks that he's going to do whatever he wants here, he's got another thing coming. I'm the king of NXT, blah, 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 And I hope they deliver on Adam Cole, Samoa Joe. That would be fucking tremendous. So then The Way went to go see Regal. They were angry at Pete Dunne for snapping Theory's fingers. They wanted Regal to send in Joe. Gargano and Theory wanted Joe to choke out Dunne and then throw him through a wall. Johnny Gargano had a line here. He's like, maybe you can get involved. Get those brass knucks and knuck them up. I'm like, fucking Johnny, knuck them up. Okay, that's a new one. Regal said, you know what? No, instead, you guys are going to have a match against those two, and it's tonight, like next. Johnny goes, wait, huh? No, that can't happen. It takes me an hour to put my gear on, and I'm not ready. And Regal goes, well, you better hurry up. But it wasn't completely next. Next was Io Shirai and Zoe Stark against Jessi Kamea and Aaliyah. The NXT Women's Tag Team Champions Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell came out very early in this match to watch. After a commercial break, because the match only went like 90 seconds before we went to break. After the commercial break, there was a hot tag to Shirai. She ran wild and delivered a missile drop kick for a 2 on Kamea. Shirai was cut off, but she was able to tag out. Starks with the missile drop kick of her own. Shirai with the moonsault press, and Shirai covered command to pick up the victory. Excuse me. So after the match, LeRae and Hartwell got up on the apron to confront Shirai and Stark when all of a sudden, Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez come out and go, whoa, whoa, whoa. We're the number one contenders here for those women's tag team championships. Don't think you can be a brand new tag team one night and jump the line. Get to the back of the line. Then, out would come Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart, who said, hey, no, we defeated you guys. You're at the back of the line. We are the number one contenders. And Ember said something where I think Shotzi was like, we need to remind them where they stand. And Ember did something where she was like, what? But she held it way too long. She's like, what? I'm like, ooh, a little too long there, Ember. And finally, Ember was like, well, let's just show them. And then jump in the ring. Start brawling. Shotzi brawls with Shotzi, I think, at first brawls with Zoe and Io as Ember jumps over with Raquel and Dakota. And Candice and India, the smart ones, just watch from ringside and be like, okay, yep, we're not going to have any part in this one. Again, like I said, a huge brawl broke out. Samoa Joe came out with a bunch of officials to break it up. So yeah, Joe trying to restore order in the CWC. After commercial break, it was announced that the Great American Bash in 2 weeks, MSK will be defending the NXT Tag Team Championships against Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher. That match is going to be so much fun. Oh boy. Oh boy. Going forward, we then got Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory versus Pete Dunne and Oney Lorcan. Gargano did some wrestling at the start. Theory. Well, actually, it was funny because when they first came out, Theory was still like taping his fingers, trying to get his vest on. He said, fuck it, threw the vest down. Johnny's trying to get his jacket on or whatever. And I'm like, don't wear the extra clothes. Like, you don't need that. You're in your regular wrestling gear. You don't need the extra entrance gear if it's that big of a hassle. But regardless, this match was pretty good. Dunne and Lorcan double-teamed Theory early on and slammed him on the edge of the ring apron. Theory was down selling as we cut to commercial break. After the break, a hot tag to Gargano, and he cleans house. They whine and gripe, Gargano and Theory, that is. But then, kick ass in the ring. A near fall after Theory did a springboard Spanish fly and got a near fall. Dunne jumped in to break it up. Dunne squared off with Gargano at this point, leading to a double down spot. Theory and Lorcan traded chops, and Lorcan struck with a blockbuster. Dunne again targeted the injured fingers of Theory. Did some joint locks and an arm bar, or arm breaker. Gargano made the save to break the hold. Dunne and Gargano then went back and forth. Dunne and Lorcan then double-teamed Gargano. He fought back with the La Mystica counter, but Gargano nevertheless takes a double powerbomb. Theory made the save to break up the pin. In turn, Theory gets rocked. As we wind down to the end of the match, Lorcan looks to strike, but Gargano cuts off an attack to Theory and super kicks Lorcan like out of nowhere. Gargano flew through the ropes and hit Dunne with the tope into a tornado DDT. Gargano then follows this up with a one final beat, and Gargano covers Lorcan to pick up the 3-count victory. So, Johnny Gargano, Austin Theory, the way, do defeat Pete Dunne and Oney Lorcan. We then see Karrion Kross and Scarlett in the back, walking through the little corridor by Regal's office. Kross, in a sneak attack, lays out Gargano at ringside. Kross later. So I got these two things mixed up. I wrote this all as one paragraph and I mixed it up. So we first see Kross lay out Johnny Gargano. Then after the break, we see him walking around the back by Regal's office. Joe comes out of the office and they stop. Scarlett hands Kross the championship and Joe just looks at him and he goes, "Unless you're provoked." And Joe moves to the side and says, On your way, champion, or something like that. And as Joe turns back around, there's Pete Dunne. And they just glare at each other like they want to kill each other. And that ends the scene. Also, it was announced for next week, triple threat tag team match. Zoe Stark and Io Shirai against Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez against Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. The winners will challenge for the women's tag team championships. Next up, Frankie Monet had her encore presentation. She took on Elektra Lopez, the former Carissa Rivera. Yes, this was this was the same woman who was Lashley's ex-wife in the Lana wedding. Same chick. Same chick that also teamed with Chris Statlander on an episode of SmackDown Live back in like 2017, maybe 18. But regardless, this is just another showcase for Frankie Monet. And I don't know if they're trying to or not, but they're building something with Frankie and Beth because of the Glam Slam. He hits the Glam Slam. Beth's like, that's the best move she could have ever had. And like, she's like, yeah, she told me that she used to watch me when she was younger. And then she took my move and this and that and blah, blah, blah. So I don't know if they're building anything as far as Frankie doing the Glam Slam. Beth saying she took it from her and this and that. I don't know. Maybe. But Lopez did get some offense in, which was shocking to me. And I thought the match was all right. Frankie Monet, again, looks really good, but I want to see her do more because I know she can do more. We all know that Frankie Monet is great in the ring, but now she just needs to be able to show it and not in just a squash match, if that makes sense. So NXT North American champion Bronson Reed was doing an interview backstage when he was interrupted by Hit Row. They tried to intimidate him, and I think it was Top Dollar said, "You ain't even from North America." My first thought was, well, how many non-Europeans held the European title? Just saying. Everrise did a skit earlier in the day. Again, another one with Top Dollar. They were going to pretend, or they weren't pretending. They wore ski masks, and they ran up to Top Dollar's SUV like they were going to spray paint it, and then he rolls down the window, and they go, "You think he knows it's us?" And he goes, Top Dollar literally goes, "Ski masks don't work when your name's on your shirt." And they go, run! And they run off. This is something that got posted earlier in the day on social media. It was tongue-in-cheek funny, but meh. Wasn't great. But it did lead to Hit Row, Top Dollar, and Ashanti the Adonis against Everrise, Chris Parker and Matt Martell. Isaiah Swerve Scott and B-Fab were at ringside. Everrise were no match for Hit Row. Although Everrise sent Top Dollar over the top rope at one point, he just did the whole big man rise spot right back up. Everrise were squashed, and Martel took a double team finisher that looked pretty nasty at the end of the match for, Top Dollar and Ashanti the Adonis pick up the victory. I don't know why I didn't write more about this. Maybe when I was writing it, it didn't save. I don't know. I thought I wrote more, but then in my notes, they're not there. Sometimes when you use Google Docs, it sometimes doesn't save things. I've had other times in the past where like a paragraph's missing because it didn't save properly, but whatever. Not much to talk about. Like I said, Top Dollar and Ashanti the Adonis squashed them. And I know I've said in the past, I don't get Hit Row. No, I don't get they're a good team. I'm going to say that. They all play off of each other very well. And I think Ashanti the Adonis and Top Dollar are a really good tag team. So I'm maybe coming around on them. It just took me a little longer than most people. But I am seeing that they do all four work really well together. Haven't seen B-Fab do anything really yet. We know how good Swerve is. And like I said, they're building up Top Dollar and Ashanti the Adonis as a really formidable tag team. So after the match, Scott laid out Parker with a kick. Hit Row posed over a fallen Everrise. Mackenzie Mitchell was in the back with Mercedes Martinez, and she goes, you've had some issues with Xia Li and stuff. Next week, you're booked in a mixed tag team match. It is you and a partner against Xia Li and Boa. And as soon as they said that, I go, Jake Atlas. Perfect for Mercedes Martinez. They've got a history. Not in NXT, but they're friends. And Lo and behold, I was right. It was very, very predictable that it was going to be Jake Atlas because Xia Li comes and she just blindsides Mercedes Martinez. So Jake Atlas runs in to make the save, and he's going to be your tag team partner next week. It will be Jake Atlas and Mercedes Martinez against Xia Li and Boa. So we also, throughout the night, got 2 more of those battery charger deals. It went from 40 to 40%, and then the second one we saw went from 50 to 50%. No, 50 to 51%. Then we got our main event. Non-title match, Kyle O'Reilly against Kushida. This was Kyle O'Reilly's challenge. He said he wanted to face the best of NXT, and he feels that the best of NXT is Kushida. Which, wouldn't you think the best of NXT is the NXT champion Karrion Kross? I don't know. Regardless, this match was great. Exactly what we expected. Started off the match with some awesome chain wrestling and grappling. The pace soon quickened, and they both collided with a double headbutt. The show cut to a commercial break with both on rubber legs. Kushida recovered quicker and began to work over O'Reilly during a picture-in-picture break. O'Reilly countered Kushida, and O'Reilly was briefly in control. O'Reilly and Kushida were going back and forth as the show returned from commercial. More great grappling and counters here. After a brain buster by O'Reilly, he tried to go for the pin, got a near fall, and then there was another double down spot. Kushida went on to smash O'Reilly with a forearm, and then he smashed O'Reilly's arm into the ring post. Kushida targeted the arm even further. Got to set him up for that hoverboard lock. They fought on the ring apron, and O'Reilly was suplexed on the apron by Kushida. There's more counters, more heavy strikes, more hard hits, and it led to another double down spot. Kushida kept attempting the hoverboard lock here. O'Reilly would fight back, block it, and tried to roll through. O'Reilly even grabbed a hold of his own tights to block the submission. I thought that was very clever. I think I've seen that once before, but I can't remember. I like that. I really like that. O'Reilly would then catch Kushida with a cradle and pin him. 1, 2, 3 to pick up the victory. So the match ends, and it seems like Kushida and O'Reilly, they're going to embrace, they're going to shake hands or something or whatever, when all of a sudden Adam Cole would run out and attack. So Adam Cole, he attacks Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole brawl off into, I guess you could say, the crowd. I don't know if there's a crowd on that side of the ring, but where the crowd should be. And then all of a sudden, these 3 men jump into the ring. Well, basically, 1 man jumps into the ring and 2 jump on the apron. They're wearing these tracksuit type deals, and they attack Kushida. We eventually see that it's none other than Roderick Strong. With Roderick Strong as Tyler Rust. And I don't know who this other guy is. I saw someone on Twitter say who it was. Give me 2 seconds and I will tell you. It's like Sudeki something or other. I can't remember. Hold on. His name is... Oh, man. Why can't I find it now? Here it is. Hideki Suzuki. So it's Roderick Strong, Tyler Rust, Hideki Suzuki, and they also have Malcolm Bivens. So they take out Kushida. Or Roderick Strong takes out Kushida. The other 2 get in the ring. Bivens gets in the ring and hands the Cruiserweight title over to Roderick Strong as Bivens yells, "This is the Diamond Mine." Or "This is Diamond Mine," something like that. And Wade Barrett just goes, "Oh, that's the Diamond Mine we've been seeing." And there you go. Roderick Strong will be leading the Diamond Mine. He's also got Malcolm Bivens. This is probably the greatest thing they could have done with Malcolm Bivens. He's floundered in NXT. Tried to pair him with Indu Sher. They tried to pair him with Tyler Rust. And both of those times, he kind of just it didn't seem like it worked. Now, he's still with Tyler Rust, but he's now with Tyler Rust, Hideki Suzuki, and Roderick Strong. I think this is going to be finally the time we see Malcolm Bivens shine. I don't know how I feel about the group itself, though. Because it's like, oh, if this was in front of a bigger crowd, You may get the Roddy chance, but then you may also get the who are you chance because no one knows who the other two guys are. Like you may go, oh, that Tyler Rust, maybe? Is that the guy we saw about a month and a half, 2 months ago? But then you see the other guy and you go, who's he? Because I didn't know. I didn't know who he was at all. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not a big fan of this. I know they're supposed to be like MMA guys, I guess, based off of the vignettes and whatnot. But if you're going to do an MMA gimmick where you have an MMA group, why is Kyle O'Reilly not in it? He's like the trained Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy in NXT. I know you can say Roddy's done MMA training as well. He's married to a former MMA fighter, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's something. It's something new. They're giving guys opportunities. I'm not going to say too much about it until I actually see what the premise is. I believe that with this, they're going to put some focus on the cruiserweight division, but for how long? Like, they've been focused on the cruiserweight division. Santos Escobar put a lot of focus on the cruiserweight division. They've been focusing on the cruiserweight division every week with Kushida's open challenges. So it's like, how much more focus can you really put on the cruiserweight division than you already have been? Like, is this going to be something that crosses over to 205 Live? The Diamond Mine and Kushida? Because if that's the case, then it's dead on arrival. Because nobody watches fucking 205 Live. I get it. They could do some stuff in NXT with this because it's the NXT Cruiserweight Championship and whatnot. But I'm just skeptical of what this is going to be since it's just a cruiserweight thing, unfortunately. And like I said, they did great things with Santos Escobar's cruiserweight champion. They've been doing really, really good with Kushida as cruiserweight champion. But to most people that watch NXT, the cruiserweight division is the third tier division in NXT. You have the guys that go for the NXT title, the guys that go for the North American title, and then you have the guys that go for the cruiserweight title and I've been told this by some people that are just a little bit better than 205 Live guys. And it's like, these are the guys that are just that one tiny step up from, just keep them on 205 Live. So unfortunately, with that, I think this could hurt the whole Diamond Mine thing because it is just a cruiserweight. And I'm not knocking the cruiserweight division, but because it is a cruiserweight thing, I just think they need one heavyweight in the group so they're not just stifled as, they're cruiserweights, we don't really care. They'll be on 205 Live in a couple weeks. I really feel like that is how people are going to perceive this. That since they're all smaller guys, they're all cruiserweights, and none of them are focused on NXT superstars to go for anything more than the cruiserweight title, that it might not work. Like I'm being a dead horse, just repeating my lines now. But I really think they need one big guy in this group. Just anybody, whether it's somebody new or somebody we've seen for a while coming back. They need somebody. With that was NXT, guys. I want to say thank you for joining me here. Let's check the polls and see what you guys said there. Also, remember, if you want to be part of tonight's show, you can do so by texting in to 510-906-1341. Again, that number is 510-906-1341. As far as the Twitch poll does go, 40% of you liked NXT, 40% of you didn't like NXT, and 20% thought it was just all right. As far as the YouTube poll does go, 80% of you liked tonight's NXT, 15% thought it was all right, and 5% did not like the show. Going forward, as we check the text messages here, actually, Real Mr. Pickle has a good question in the YouTube chat. I'm going to read this one. He says, do you think they would add a female to the Diamond Mine, or is it just a male group? I don't know, but I think they should add a female to the group. You got one female. You've got a heavyweight. I still think they need a heavyweight. I think they need a heavyweight. They need a female. And then you can have the other three guys. But I just think that from what the vignettes were, it showed all kinds of different people, male and female. So I think they do need a female. I don't know who, but I think they do need a female. I mean, I do know who. Fucking Ad Marina. She ain't doing anything. And you have the husband-wife dynamic of Marina and Roddy. Because when Roddy did the whole, I'm done, and gave the papers to Regal, Marina was there with him. And going back to that, like I said, because a lot of people were like, oh, that's Roderick Strong. Like, people reported this is going to be Roderick Strong getting called up to the main roster. And I said, no. What I was told, it's all going to play out in NXT. And what happened? It's all playing out in NXT. As far as the text messages do go, this person says, who do you think will challenge for the NXT Women's Tag titles? Shotzi, Ember, Dakota, Raquel, Io, Zoe. Honestly, I think it's going to end up being Io, Zoe. Because Dakota, Raquel's got the women's title. She doesn't need that. Shotzi, Ember, we already saw that. The last takeover. So, not needed. Person says, do you think Joe, being NXT enforcer, is slowly going to lead to him being an in-ring performer in NXT? I sure hope so. They're building the fuck out of an Adam Cole Samoa Joe match. Or says, good to see Roderick Strong back, but what the hell kind of name is Diamond Mine? Personally, he would have been better off as a singles competitor. You want to know what Diamond Mine is? It's an old WCW talk show segment with Diamond Dallas Page. Says, I think Malcolm Bivens is a great manager for Diamond Mine. Really looking forward to see what happens with the faction. Again, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt right now and say, hey, I'll see where it goes. But I'm just skeptical that maybe they think it's going to be great, but the fans are going to think that they're stifled by just being a bunch of cruiserweights. Because again, I've been told by plenty of fans that I talk to, oh yeah, the cruiserweight division, that's third tier NXT. That's 205 Live. Is there any news on Tessa Blanchard? Nope. And this person says, Diamond Mine, felt a little underwhelming. Do you think Roddy wins the cruiserweight title? Well, I mean, I think they eventually feud, he and Kushida. That's the obvious thing they're gonna do going forward. But I hope Roddy just doesn't outright get a title shot. I mean, Kushida could do an open challenge for the title, and then Roddy gets a title shot. But I think they need to build up Roderick Strong with some wins. And again, that's the other question. Is Diamond Mine just Roddy's guys that are going to help him get a bunch of wins en route to the cruiserweight title? Or are they all going to wrestle? Are they all going to do matches? Are they all going to try and build themselves up in this cruiserweight division? And then eventually one of them, maybe Tyler Rust, challenge for the title. Or is Roddy the guy that's going to go for the cruiserweight title and Tyler Rust and Hideki be the tag team that want to go for the tag team titles? That's something they can do. Again, a lot of questions still to be answered. Since Saturday said, give me Parker Bordeaux and Diamond Mine. Well, unfortunately, Parker is coming off of an injury from training that he just got cleared this week or the end of last week to resume training. He's not ready. From what I've been told, he's not ready for television. He's not even ready for live event matches yet. I remember, when he came in and signed with NXT earlier this year, he had no wrestling training at all. He was signed solely on his athletic ability and look. And this final text message does say, but Bobby Fish in Diamond Mine as an MMA-like star. Not a bad idea, but I don't think they want him and Roddy in the same group, because then people are going to go, what is this? Undisputed Era 2.0? The rejects of the UE? You know what I mean? That's what I think people would do if they had both Roddy and Bobby Fish in this group. But with that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Remember to follow us on social media, Facebook.com/Pro Wrestling ULTD.